What's up guys, it's Boris, new video, and it's my own Friday today. I would like to talk about what producers actually do, what TV producers actually do. Because sometimes I think you need to understand what we can do and what is our role. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, I really appreciated you watching my videos and I really want to thank you for all of it, and I'm really glad that you like my content, and I really hope that you will like even more of my content, as I realizing, of course, by talking to you directly like this, that those two worlds, of fans or the people which aren't too much into TV industry, the people in front of the TV who are watching it, consumers, normally doesn't understand how things really work. And I don't blame you at all. I didn't know that as well, and I, don't understand how many things are working or just don't know that huge detail. So this episode is going to be focused on this a bit, of course. It's super complex. It's for like an hour and hours of talking, and we will never get the result, but just I'll tell you a bit. So if you're interested, please subscribe to the channel or consider it, and of course like the video, give a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, of course. Well, and let's get started. So what producer actually do, what TV producer actually do? Well, I'll tell you it from my perspective, as all those TV producers I know in Czech TV, in Czech TV industry, a broad industry of television, both commercial and public, which it's very different. They are different as well. Being a producer is being a guide, being an architect, being the one who leads some kind of development, or just consisting or working on things which were working in the past. And I think those two words struggle and clash between each other all the time. And we have like many different areas. We have like documentary, we have movies, we have theater, we have like music itself, then we have entertainment. And that is my profession, entertainment most likely, as we have like news department, and many others, kids, whatever. It's just too many and many under layers of it. It's like in music, you don't have just hip hop. You have many specific genres or subgenres of hip hop. So you have many subgenres in TV, and that's how even the producers work, because you have definitely you have many producers in music industry as well, which all have their specific sound in their own genre and their specific subgenre, and that's how we work as well. So being an entertainment producer really means that you're producing entertainment programs, which in my perspective was building platforms for the other artists to shine, give them a really strict line of what I want from them to do, and then kind of stick with it, and motivate them to fill it up, give them a manual how to do it, or help them how to do it, giving them a great feedback how to make it, whether it was a comedy show or strictly come dancing. And maybe you're asking yourself, why this guy, telling people how to dance? Well, it doesn't really work like that. Of course, we have expert for how to make some cha-cha, or what cha-cha actually is, or waltz, tango, and whatever else. And I always work with my feelings, how it felt, how I can push the limits of the artist which I see, because people doesn't really know how television works, how camera angles work, how the tempo work, how the editing stuff work, how to make me feel great. As normally in here in Czech Republic, especially because I want to talk about how it works in here, people know how it works in theater, how it works live at them, but doesn't really think about how you feel behind the television. That's why it was really kind of hard to make stagings in here, as we are normally, or people are normally really used to how to make the show for the people around them. they're just lacking of focusing of that there are much more people behind the TV cameras and watching the show, and they forgot to create the content for them, whether it was by words or by move, all the complex thing. And even here, like especially musicians, especially music artists, especially singers, they really don't know how this all works, as no one really wants from them anything, and they're not focused on it, and they don't know how to do TV, and that's why we are here to guide them through it. And my role never was to teach them how to dance, but to tell them what's my feeling about how the dance is and how it looks on the TV screen. You always have the angle when you can just chill down a bit to focus on a bigger thing on it, and they had to know it, and that was my role, to tell them how is my feeling about it, if they can do anything more for it, or don't push it too much, as the TV camera, it's a very cruel instrument. It can show things which are really seamless normally, but especially with a show like Dancing with the Stars, you all know that fake doesn't really work out, and I really believe that the fake doesn't really work out normally in Eurovision as well. And my role was to push the limit of the whole industry, or it was my own goal. No one really told me to do it, but it was the goal I set to myself, as I am a bit sick of how the TV is done in here, and you have as a producer do a lots of compromises, because there is this clash, as I was talking in my video just a few minutes ago, that you have producers who are maybe upper at you, and they're like super conservative. Shit is done like this. It's this manual, and you need to learn this manual. Of course, it's not written, but it's the rhythm which you need to feel. But there's of course development which they mostly forgot, and you have to always stick with it. And I always got inspired by US, by European shows. By European shows actually, which are like UK Music Awards or Melody Festival and MGP, those shows which are on top of television world, not just in Europe, but worldwide. They have their own quality, their own flavor. They are trying to push their own limits as well. It's not because of those shows, but it's because of those people working on those shows. Those people really want to push those limits. They want to go forward. They want to show they can bring something new to it. And I really lack this kind of mentality in here, and I want to always influence it in here, as well as what I was doing with Dancing with the Stars show in here. And we brought really some new things into this show in here. Even technologically, we're like 2006 still, and still that's something which really tears me apart a bit, as of course new technology brings in new possibilities, and the content itself, it has its own limits, kind of. Even it doesn't, but the television world is visual. You will never repeat the classical thing which was great in 2006 and remade it nowadays, as it won't look as 2021, but it will still be 2006, but with not this kind of quality or new feeling when it was 2006. So that's what I wanted to break, and that was my role as a producer. So I was more like a guide with a vision where to go with the programs, but I was a platform builder, an architect as well. That's more likely the role, to build a great platform for others to shine, because you as a producer, you won't shine. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make the best possible platform, the best possible grounds for others to show how great they are at their craft, whether it's singing, whether it's dancing, whether it's acrobatics, whatever. Find those new combinations, attract those people to make it, motivate them to really try to push their own limits, or motivate them with their ideas, or listen to their ideas and let them recreate them in front of the camera. that's our goal. And for Eurovision, just to get back to my channel specialization, to my channel's niche, was to show that even in Czech environment we can do great music, and we can do the great music which will stand out, you know, that will put us in the map. It's not the local thing. The local thing, it's that conservative way, you know. Let's not really be special, just do what really works and just be okay with it. That's the main mentality which I hate in here. Instead, my mentality is like, let's do things better, let's do new things, let's try new things out. Let's be a bit American in this mentality, maybe Swedish as well. That's where it's kind of very similar at some points, of course. But bring in something new, combine stuff, combine things, you know, let others shine, let's get them inspired. It's nothing wrong. Let's the people who wants to be visible, let's give them visibility, not just to the ones which fame is just made in 90s and that we are still watching them and like, wow, they're great. But those people will tell you, oh, that's because the television is. And now we're struggling with giving the space to younger artists with the worldwide quality, or not the worldwide quality yet, but yet to be. As we are thinking like, oh, let's give the conservative viewer the thing they want to see. But we're giving them only this kind of stream, not the combination like Swedes do, you know, like give them a part of this old school stuff. But we want to win the show as well, so let's you know, give them something new, special, fresh. And not all the time it of course went good, like not every day the great artist is born as well. It's not that easy, but in the European scale they're showing that it's possible even in a nation of 10 million inhabitants, and that's the size of Czech Republic as well. We can do it as well. And I know that the post-communist era really struck us down a bit, and it struck down the TV production as well, especially after 90s where everything was like wow. And then nowadays I really feel this kind of back, you know, this normality, like let's produce but calmly, you know, don't experiment, don't do just, you know, waves, don't be that loud, just, you know, be more conservative, don't tell us all the time that we're doing it wrongly. But the thing is that if I just stuck in this and being like this, I wouldn't be happy, as I feel this tension that the creation can be developed further, that the Czechs and other Eastern countries can go further, and not just for the element of Eurovision. I think that should be the peak of the hill, but we should do it normally, and we don't. And like lots of other countries, they don't do it as well. It should become standard. So if I'm talking about the standards of music or criticizing some kind of approaches, or I'm mostly actually criticizing that there's no approach at all, I still think I have a merit. It's not about I can do the best camera, or I can do the best direction, or I can do the best dancing or singing or produce a song. I have no clue about producing a song, or not the really huge one. That's not my role. My role is to give the great space for the people who can, to motivate them that this is the way they want to go, and motivate them to do even better work, as this what producers should do, you know, to be inspirational, to tell them the story that something better is possible, and that they can risk, they can experiment, they can try to go their own way instead of copying the good old ones, because like it's sometimes stuck for 20 or 30 years like in here, and it develops nowhere. And that's not motivational for the artist, that's not motivational for anyone actually, only the people who are owning the market. And of course they don't need to change, they don't want it, but that's not how I think, and that's my role as a producer, to inspire. That's my role as a YouTuber producer nowadays, to inspire you, to give you this feedback, as well as the TV industry it's really complicated. It's very conservative, but not everywhere in the world is the same. And the Eurovision is the chance, and it's the chance to show the others that change is possible. So that's why I'm here. I'm all yours. Well, let's discuss under this video in the comments below, or write me on my social media, whether Instagram or Facebook or anything else, Twitter of course, and I'm all yours. I like to discuss, I love this topic. I was kind of accused, well, this guy can talk hours about Eurovision. Yeah, I can, from my perspective, as I really feel this is a top-notch program which can inspire many people. Europe needs it, many European countries needs it, that they doesn't really see it, and maybe on purpose as well, or maybe they just don't know, they just don't speak English, they just don't understand what it means, because it's kind of easier to watch the same way. It's like building the Lego from the manual. How is it without being even noticing that you can use those little pieces of Lego how you want and create whatever you want. Well, sky is the limit, isn't it? Sky is the limit as well for the number of my subscribers, so don't be shy and subscribe to the channel, like the video, thumbs up. Hope you made it through here, as I really would like to thank you again, and thank you for watching this and next videos as well. See you next time. Bye.